All right. Let's see if everything is okay with the stream. Yep, seems like it. Let me open the live chat. Perfect. How's it going, everyone? How's it going, everyone? Hope you guys are doing good. Welcome to this live trading session. Let me quickly check my phone, and I will also share it on IG real quick. But you guys can feel free to drop messages down in the live chat. Let me know what you guys have been up to. Okay? Really curious to see what you guys have to say. Okay. Let's see over here as well. Perfect. All right, let me quickly share it in on IG as well, on IG story. Hey brother, how's it going? Can't hear? Oh, now it's fine. Perfect. Perfect. Glad the audio is fine. Hey Tomies, how's it going, brother? Glad that you joined as well. Really happy to see it. Let me open this. Let me open this as well. Perfect. And now let's share it on IG story. We are live. We are live. We are live. Now I'm pasting the link as well, and right afterwards we'll analyze the pairs and see if we have any potential setups. The reason I'm not rushing is because in 15 minutes we have the PMIs, and I'm not looking to enter any trades until these PMIs drop. Okay, that's why I'm not rushing. Watched the Gladiator movie yesterday. Finally, it was a really good one. I really liked it. I really liked it. I don't know if you guys saw it already, but if you haven't and you saw the first movie and you enjoyed the first movie, I would highly recommend you to watch the second one as well. It's a great movie. I loved it. I mean, I kind of like these type of movies anyways, and TV shows as well, with history, with battles and whatnot. It's a great thing to watch in my opinion. Very entertaining and oh, let me see. Perfect. Yeah, has been posted on the story. And one sec, I'm moving some things around here, making sure that everything is on point. And it looks like, yep, perfect. Perfect. So, how's it going, everyone? How are you guys? How's your week so far? How's today so far? Let me know what you guys been up to lately. Basically, a few words about yourself. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say. And let's look at the charts, okay? Starting off with USD let me see. It's dropping in 13 minutes from now, right? The PMI. Let me check real quick. Yep. In 13 minutes we have the results, and afterwards I will definitely enter a setup if I see one. Okay. Hey, how's your day? I'm good, brother. Thanks for asking. I'm good. My day is pretty chill. Did some work in the morning, did some backtesting as well, went to the gym, had lunch, and then head back home and prepared to start this session. That's how my day looked like so far. How about you? How was your day? How's your week? Let me know about you guys. So on USD CHF, first things first, what I like to do is go on the daily and establish the daily bias. In my opinion, the daily bias is bullish. Okay, I think we have a bullish daily bias, and we will target this high here. So that's why on the 1 hour I will just have an arrow right here like this, okay, to know that the daily bias is bullish, to have it in mind. And now let's look for the liquidity levels. Okay, what do we have here in terms of liquidity levels? Okay, so we have this one here, this upper level, okay, and then we have this lower liquidity level right here, and this is our daily bias. Okay, so that's that for USD CHF. For now, we can see that price is in between these two liquidity levels, so nothing to do yet on it. Here we are, man. Hey, Marco, how's it going, brother? Welcome to the session. Today we get funded. Make sure you use proper risk though, okay? Make sure you use proper risk, because we never know. Maybe we'll have a choppy day, okay? Make sure to use a proper risk, and with proper risk, you'll eventually be able to pass the challenge and get funded as well. It's going good. Nice. Glad to hear that. PMI is within 15 minutes in my Forex factory calendar. Maybe it's not updated. Yes, it's dropping in 10 minutes from now. Yeah, the ISM services PMI. That's correct. Now, let's go over to US 30. First of all, let's check the daily bias. Daily bias right here, in my opinion, is definitely bullish. Okay. Yeah, no doubt that it's bullish. Now on the 1 hour, let's see what we have on the 1 hour time frame though. Okay, so let's mark the daily bias right here. Okay, and it looks like it swept this level here, which is looking good, and that would be the upper liquidity level, and then the lower liquidity level will be this one. Okay, USD CHF is in between the liquidity levels as we discussed, and here we might have a bearish opportunity. Even though the daily bias is bullish, if we get a very beautiful displacement, okay, on the 5 minute, I will take this setup. Okay, we will take this setup. So that's my view on US 30 for now. Let's go over to NASDAQ. I think same story. Daily bias is bullish. NAS is literally at the all-time high as we speak. Okay, so we have a bullish daily bias for sure. Let's mark it around here just so we can have it. And to be honest, I'm not really looking to get involved today on NAS. I mean, the most recent liquidity level was this one here. This is the most recent low, but we can see that price moved higher and higher, and it kind of already gave a setup, so to say. Or did it? No. So it broke structure here. Okay, we have one fair value gap, two fair value gaps. Not really. I mean, technically we would have a setup here, okay, on NAS 100, but we can see that it already tapped it. I'm not a big fan of how this chart looks like, because look guys, theoretically we have a fair value gap here, okay, then we have another fair value gap right here, okay, and we would enter on the second fair value gap because we have a aggressive break, and we would enter on the second fair value gap, but I wouldn't take it. Not because it doesn't look good and because it's at the all-time high, but because we have the PMIs dropping. If for some reason the price just continues to play around this area here without tapping this fair value gap, we will take it. Okay, but we need to wait for the PMIs to drop first. Okay, that's what I'm waiting for, because theoretically this is a valid setup. I like the displacement, I like the fair value gaps, okay, but it looks like it will trigger the fair value gap before the PMIs, and I'm not looking to get involved if it does. Okay, so that's that on NAS 100. Next up we have GBP USD. Price action looking pretty ugly here. First of all, let's check the daily bias. So right here, we kind of had a shift on the daily here, and we can see that price rejected from this daily fair value gap. So I guess that we could see some upside on GBP/USD. We could see it going towards this fair value gap here on the daily. So I would say that the daily bias is bullish. Okay, bullish daily bias. But what do we have here? Okay, so first of all, definitely we have this upper liquidity level, very clear to see it. And then we could say that this lower liquidity level was swept, but already I think we would already have a setup. Okay, we can see we have one, not really, I mean we had 4 gaps, so yeah, looking pretty choppy. What would be the valid low in this case that we'll look for? I would say this week here. Okay, this week is the valid low, and there's definitely a lot of volatility sitting below this wick right here. I can guarantee you that. Okay, so basically GBP/USD price is currently in between these two liquidity levels. All we need to do now is wait on this specific pair. Okay, next up we have gold. Gold, let's check the daily time frame for the daily bias. And I mean, it's pretty hard to identify the daily bias here on gold. I could say it's bullish because it's bearish, sorry, because it rejected from this fair value gap here. But in the same time, it could also be bullish. So right here on gold, we don't really have a clear daily bias in my opinion. I would say more bearish than bullish. Okay, so for that reason, I will just mark it to be bearish. But again, we're not taking trades depending on that. We're just doing it to see if we can have an added confluence out of it. Okay, so right here on gold, we can see that we swept this upper liquidity level. Okay, this one here. And then the lower liquidity level will be this one. Okay, so on gold, we might have a setup. On gold, we might have a setup. We might have a market structure shift soon. So let's wait. Okay, looking pretty good. Gold is looking pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I like how gold is looking. I like how gold is looking so far. If it gives us a setup, that will be perfect. And lastly, let's see. Lastly, we have Euro/USD. First of all, we'll go on the daily to check the daily bias. So right here, daily bias is bearish for sure. I think we are targeting this low here on Euro/USD. So yeah, definitely a bearish daily bias. Now we can go on the hourly and mark it around here. Perfect. And now let's look for liquidity levels. Okay, so this liquidity level right here was swept, and it looks like price is rejecting from it. Okay, looks like price is heading towards the upside, and the upper liquidity level will be that one there. So let's check the 5-minute. And on the 5-minute, it looks like it's giving us a setup literally now as we speak. In terms of fair value gaps, we have one fair value gap here, and that's about it, I would say. But it looks like price is moving towards the upside pretty aggressively, okay, on Euro/USD. So let's quickly arrange the pairs here. So on these two, GBP/USD is in between the liquidity levels. USD/CHF as well. Okay, we are in between the two liquidity levels. On Euro/USD, the bottom liquidity level was swept, and now we'll look for some bullish opportunities. For a bullish opportunity, sorry. On gold, the upper liquidity level was swept. Okay, so now we'll look for a bearish opportunity, and this one is the one I'm liking the most so far. And lastly, we have NAS 100 that might give us a bearish opportunity, even though I'm not really a big fan of how this chart looks like. Okay, purely because it's very... Oh, and check this out. Wow, it had a beautiful reaction on this fair value gap. It had a beautiful reaction on this fair value gap. Do you guys see this? What a sniper. But again, we are sticking to our rules, okay? We have the PMI dropping in 2 minutes. I said that I will not take any trades before the PMI, okay? So I'm not mad at all that I didn't take this setup. I'm happy actually that it reacted to this fair value gap, because once again it shows how powerful this system is. And now I will just delete these drawings. I will go on the 1 hour and I will recalibrate. Okay, I will recalibrate my high, color coded with orange. And are we at the all-time high? Yep, we are at the all-time high. Okay, we literally are at the all-time high on Nasdaq. Okay, and lastly we have US 30 that swept the upper liquidity level. Okay, and on the 5 minute we need to wait to see if it's going to give us a setup. All right, so yeah, hope this makes sense. Let me know if there's any unclarity so far on the analysis, and I think I'll do a short market update for the people that weren't able to join the live. So bear with me for a couple minutes. Okay. How's it going, everyone? We are live on YouTube trading session for today, and I thought to give a quick market update for the people that weren't able to join the session. Okay, so on US 30 we swept the upper liquidity level, and on the 5 minute we will look for a bearish opportunity. On gold, things are looking very good on gold. Daily bias is bearish and we swept this upper liquidity level, and on the 5 minute I will look to get involved soon. And on Euro USD, the bottom liquidity level was swept, and wow, check this out. Wow, catching the PMI live on the stream. Look at this reaction, guys. Wow, see, that's why we don't trade news. Okay, that's why we don't trade news. Imagine being in a sell here. Imagine being in a sell here on this candle. The slippage would be super big. And then we have these pairs. Okay, NAS 100, USD CHF, and GBP USD. I mean, on USD CHF we can see that just now it swept the bottom liquidity level. So yeah, things are looking pretty volatile for today. Make sure you guys join the live session if you can, and see you there. Okay, just did the market update. Wow, look at this reaction. Look at this volatility all of a sudden because of the PMI. Okay, so USD CHF swept the bottom liquidity level. So on this pair we will look for a potential setup, and it's good because the daily bias is also bullish. All right, that's a pretty good confluence. Let's look at the other pairs real quick. So GBP USD is still in between the two liquidity levels, same as Nasdaq. USD CHF, we just analyzed it. Euro USD. Okay, Euro USD swept the upper liquidity level, so we will look for that now. And in terms of the bottom liquidity level, for now it's this one, because we need to see this candle close bullish for us to have this as our bottom liquidity level. Okay, so on Euro USD we will wait for a bearish opportunity. Gold, as we discussed, looking for a bearish opportunity, might give us a setup soon. And then US 30, same story, looking for a bearish opportunity. Okay, guys, that's what we have so far. Now let me do a quick analysis for the story as well. How's it going, everyone? We are live on YouTube for today's trading session as promised, and I think we might have some action today. The markets look volatile. We had the PMI that just dropped, and some big volatility entered the markets, and we might have some potential setups on US 30, gold, Euro USD and USD CHF. So far, I'm liking gold the most. It swept a pretty important liquidity level, and the daily bias is bearish as well. And now on the 5-minute, we will look closely for an entry. Okay, so if you don't want to miss out on any of the setups that we will take today, make sure to join us. Okay, we'll post this one on the story real quick. And in the meantime, guys, let me know if there's any questions. Oh, there's a question actually. So bro, what are the backtest results for this system? What is the win rate and data? And also, bro, does daily bias matter? Okay, so in terms of backtest results, for 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, because that's what I use, the win rate is around 50 to 55%, around that number. And then in terms of daily bias, yes, it matters, but I'm not taking a trade depending on the daily bias. I've explained it in the previous live session that we had yesterday, the one I held only in the VIP. I explained that if I have a trade that is not lining up with the daily bias, but the liquidity sweep is looking very good on the hourly time frame, like it does here on gold, for example, and then on the 5-minute, if I get a very beautiful setup, a very beautiful displacement with a very clear fair value gap, basically very everything is super clear, I will still take the setup. Okay, I will not take a setup when daily bias is against me and if the setup itself looks choppy. Okay, that's when I will not take the setup. So yeah, hope this answered your question. Basically, the daily bias is important, but I'm not taking the trade fully based on the daily bias. All right, brother. Hope this answered your question. Alrighty. All right. Yeah, let's see. Ooh. Okay. US 30 is giving us a setup as we speak. Okay. We might have a setup here. So let's see. We have this market structure shift. We have this fair value gap, but we have a but. Why? Because look, entry here, stop loss would be around here. And then if we look closely, the take profit will be past the lower liquidity level, which I'm not a big fan of because price can reject from this liquidity level here. Okay, so therefore we will not take this setup. This as well as knowing that the daily bias is bullish as well. This doesn't make me feel confident in taking this setup. Okay, hope you understand why I'm not taking it. Hope it makes sense. Let's see gold. Nothing interesting yet. USD CHF swept this liquidity level and it also swept this one, which is good. That's a added confluence. And on the 5-minute, we just now need to wait. Euro USD, nothing. Nasdaq in between. GBP USD in between. Okay, so we just need to wait now. We just need to wait for a potential setup to form. Okay. Let me know if you guys have any questions, okay? Let me know in the live chat. Perfect. Is your strategy time window is fixed? I don't really understand your question. You're basically asking if I trade the strategy every single day during the same time interval. That's your question? Let me know. Let me know in the live chat. USD CHF is looking good as well. I'm not gonna lie. But I like gold the most so far. Yep, US 30 will not take it. Although it's looking pretty good. Like I said, if the take profit is past the opposite liquidity level, I'm not willing to take it. Especially in this case here where we know how bullish US 30 is. Okay? So yeah, just playing it safe, basically taking only the clear setups. Okay, I always stress about how important it is to only take the clear setups, basically the high probability setups that tick all of your boxes. Okay, I always stress about this because it's very important. It is very, very important. What weekend plans do you guys have? And Christmas plans? Let me know in the live chat. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say. Yes, like what time session you look for setups? Oh, okay. So I'm only looking during the New York session. Okay, that's the time interval. Only the New York session. Basically between 2:30 p.m. UK time and 5 p.m. UK time. That's my window, my trading window. Of course, you can trade this strategy in the London session as well, but personally, I only stick to one session because it's very tiring. You will see, I did a video last week where I traded for a full day in my car, basically for a challenge that I will post on YouTube. And I traded both the London and the New York session. And although it was good, trust me, I was so tired at the end of that day because staring for 6 hours or 7 hours or 8 hours in front of the charts, no matter how much money you will make, it's so tiring and you will burn out. Okay, so make sure to to stay tuned. I will post that video not this weekend, the upcoming one. I think you guys will love it. It's a really cool video, and yeah, I just wanted to mention that this brought me to what I just mentioned, that in my opinion, it's very important to choose only one session and stick to that, right? Even though, like I said, this strategy works very good for London session as well, I wouldn't recommend you to trade both London as well as New York. Try to trade either one of these two. Okay, that's my advice. Okay, let's check the markets again. And let me know in the live chat, guys. What plans do you have for the weekend, as well as for Christmas? I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say. So yeah, let's see gold. All right, so gold formed another low here, and we shall wait and see if it will break it. Euro USD is heading towards this high here, it seems. 5 minute, nothing interesting. USD CHF looks like it's heading for this low maybe, but on the 5 minute, nothing interesting. Nasdaq, oh, it broke the all-time high again. NAS 100 is breaking more and more all-time highs. But let's see. Like I said, I will only enter NAS 100 if I see a super beautiful displacement. Only if I see a very beautiful displacement. And lastly, let's see gold. Gold is still in between the two liquidity levels. It looks like it might sweep this one here. Okay. So yeah. US 30, I will adjust my high to this one here, because I didn't take this setup. I will not take this fair value gap, because the take profit will be past the opposite liquidity level. Hence why I will color code it with the orange now, because it's essentially between my liquidity levels. Okay, maybe it will sweep this one here. That would be pretty good, because the daily bias is bullish on US 30. So that would be pretty good. And to be honest, I wouldn't look to get into sales on US 30, knowing how bullish it's been for the past, let's see, for the past weeks, I would say. Yeah, for the past weeks. Bro, what do you think, which is better? Which is better, a mechanical rule-based strategy or a strategy which is judgment-based, basically discretion-based strategy? Well, this depends on two things. First one is personal preference, and second one is experience. Because the thing is, if you're a new trader, let's say you're just a couple months into trading, or 1 year, or even 2 years, I would say, a mechanical strategy is better. A mechanical rule-based strategy is better, because you won't have to second guess. You'll just keep it super simple. Like, if I see A, B, and C, I will enter, and that's it. Whereas if you try to trade a discretion strategy as a newer trader, that will not work, because you won't have the confidence yet to basically view the markets discretionary and enter based on that, right? So that will not be sustainable for a newer trader. However, if you're very experienced, if you're already a couple of years into trading and you're already profitable, you already found consistency, then you can choose between the two. You can choose which one you prefer most. Do you prefer having a super mechanical strategy, or do you prefer having a more discretionary strategy? I personally use both. This strategy right here is more discretionary, I would say, because although yes, it has some fixed rules, sometimes I take decisions based on my intuition, based on my experience in the markets. Okay, and you might take a different approach with the same strategy. But then I also have a strategy that's very mechanical and rule-based, and it's also working very good. Basically, the mentoring strategy that I have, that's on the higher time frames, and that works equally fine as well. It's all about personal preference. You can use one of them, or you can use both. But what I would recommend is, if you are relatively new to trading and you haven't yet found consistent profitability, then I would recommend you to stick to a mechanical rule-based strategy for now. Okay, that would be my my personal advice for you. Let me drink some water real quick. My back is hurting. I need to go to a massage soon, I think. Mm. So yeah, that was a pretty good question. That was a pretty good question. I'm sure that probably other people had their question answered by this by your question. Mm-hmm. And now we just need to wait. Now we just need to wait. What's day 4th of December? Wow, we are approaching the end of the year with some big steps. I feel that this year was so fast. Time flew by this year crazy fast, in my opinion. I don't know when this year happened. I'm not gonna lie, even though I did many things this year, traveled a lot as well, I feel that it went past very, very fast. Don't you guys feel the same? But in the same time, I'm very happy. I'm thankful about how this year went. I'm also happy for the holidays, for Christmas time. Probably my favorite time of the year. So yeah, I'm really happy and grateful for it. And this brings me to something that I mentioned previously as well. Oh, nice! Check this out, guys. This is beautiful. We swept this liquidity level as well. That's a good added confluence. And now we just need to wait for that shift, okay? Let's see on gold. Nothing yet. So yeah, let's just play the waiting game. What was I talking about? Oh, regarding being grateful. It's very important. I mentioned this before, but it's very important at the end of the year, and not only at the end of the year. You need to make it a habit where you spend a couple minutes. It doesn't have to be every day, but do it every single week at least, where you just sit down and you basically remind yourself of the things that you are thankful for. And it doesn't have to be big things, right? It can literally be super small things, as I'm thankful for waking up today, or I'm thankful for being healthy. I'm thankful for the beautiful day that is outside. I'm not saying that this will turn you into a profitable trader and you will reach your goals faster. But in fact, it will reach your goal faster, not because it will turn you into a profitable trader. But you see, when you practice, this and when you make it a habit, especially doing it in the mornings, right? That's the most important thing. It's best to do it in the mornings. It will give you a very good vibe, a very positive vibe for the rest of the day. And we all know how important it is to have a good mood, right? Because I know myself, if I start a day and my mood is low, my vibe is low, I know for a fact that I won't be able to perform at my highest potential for that day. And what does that mean? It means that I might miss a setup that I normally wouldn't, okay? It means that I might take a trade that I normally wouldn't, and then that trade might hit the stop loss. It means that I wouldn't be as how can I say? I know I cannot be as active as I am with my community because I'm on a low vibration, right? So it has a huge impact on your performance, on your journey, right? if you start your day with a good mood, with a good vibe, there's endless possibility to how much you can achieve on that specific day on its own, right? You can achieve more in one day when you have a good vibe than in a whole week when you have a low vibration. I'm a very hard believer that your mood is a very key element in your journey towards success, not only in trading, in anything you want to do in this life. Whether it's trading, whether it's going to the gym to develop a better body and basically stay healthy, it's the same thing for that as well. If you wake up and you feel good, you feel thankful, you feel happy about basically living a brand new day. Like I said, small things, right? You don't have to say, oh, I'm thankful for buying something or doing this or being able to buy that or being able to travel to this place, right? Super small things. It will have a big impact on your vibe, on your mood, and that will have a big impact on your results. Hey, Alex joined as well. Alex said, I like mechanical because it is also easier to replicate and backtest. Often poor trading psychology just comes from not having a truly defined strategy, too much subjectivity, and it becomes gambling. Yeah, that's very well said. That is very well said. That's why I would probably recommend most people to go for mechanical strategies, just because of that. Because it's a lot easier to backtest, to collect the data and see if it's actually profitable or not. And you know for a fact that if you do, let's say, 3 backtests on the same pair, you will get the same results. Why? Because it's a mechanical strategy. Whereas on the other hand, if you will do 3 backtests on the same pair with a discretionary strategy, you will get different results. Okay, and that's the thing. It will play with your psychology, and especially if you're not a very experienced trader, you will have a hard time in trading a discretionary strategy. So it can literally become gambling, like Alex said. Thanks, brother. You are a really genuine trader, and not many traders are transparent like you. That's what I like about you. You're welcome, brother, and I really appreciate your kind words. It means a lot to me to see that you guys are enjoying these live sessions, the group, the trades, myself. I'm really happy about that. And yeah, that's just my goal, to basically share my journey, to share my trades, to basically create bonds with you guys as well, to have a good time together whilst we trade. Because we all know that at the end of the day, trading is a lonely sport, and it's not really fun to be lonely in this sport, because we are human creatures and we always like to socialize, to talk, to have good time, right? Because yeah, otherwise things won't be as beautiful. Tommy said positivity and gratitude are 2 among other pillars of positive psychology. Yeah, exactly. They're so big. Very important, because without it, you can have the best knowledge in the world. If you are still pessimistic and you wake up with a bad mood, I'm not saying that you won't achieve success, but it's gonna be way harder. And these pairs are reaching new liquidity levels, which is not necessarily a bad thing, okay? Eventually price will have to reverse and we shall catch that reversal. That's my bet, basically. But yeah, in terms of setup right now, nothing. Nasdaq is going for a new all-time high. It's like on the 3rd all-time high today. US 30 in between the liquidity levels, and GBP USD swept the upper liquidity level, okay? GBP USD swept the upper liquidity level, so we shall look for a bearish opportunity here. That's what we should look for. Okay. You can also backtest over longer periods, so easier to see how it responds to changing economics and other fundamentals. Yeah, definitely. A mechanical system, a mechanical strategy is 10 times easier to backtest than a discretionary strategy. And I know this because I did it, right? I backlisted so many different strategies in the past, and I remember it was one time when I had this discretionary strategy uh, that took me so much to backlist because I wanted to have not the same but very similar results, right? Because I was annoyed by the fact that one time I had this result, and then if I tested the same exact pair 1 week afterwards, I would have a different result, right? Not necessarily a negative one. They were all positive, but it was playing with my mind, so to say. And that time I wasn't that experienced as a trader. I think it was in my second or third year in trading. So yeah, it definitely played a lot with my psychology. Um, Tommy said also not only thinking but speaking and also writing gratitude is even better according to research. Yeah, that's actually very good. To be honest, that's what I did in the beginnings. I used to write on a very small note, uh, like 3 or 4 things that I'm thankful for, because writing um, can make you a lot more disciplined. Basically, if you start writing for the next weeks every single day in the morning, and then it becomes a habit, and you can drop the writing and you can only think of it every single day, right? Whereas if you try to start by only thinking of it, after a couple of days you might quit and you will fail to make it a habit. So definitely writing in the beginning is a great go-to. Thanks for mentioning that, Tommy. Um, yeah, gratitude is key. Otherwise, you forget why you are doing what you do. Exactly. Exactly. Why are you doing this for? Why are you doing this for? Because if you think of it, there's endless goals that you can have, right? I've seen people that have everything they want in their life and they are still sad. And then I see people that might have only a fraction of what those people have and they are a lot happier, right? Because it's all about perspective. You can, let's say, I'm gonna give you out an example. Let's say next year you're going to buy your dream car. Let's say you're buying your dream car. It's a expensive car, a car that you work for a lot, right? You buy it, and then after you buy it, you have 2 options. Option one, you feel very thankful for it. You feel very grateful that you were able to achieve this, and you think of it every single day, and you still continue to work for basically next goals that you have, but in the same time, you are very thankful for what you already achieved. And then there's the second person, the one that stays sad forever and jealous, that buys the car, the dream car, but then in the same times he thinks that, oh, there's people that have a much better car than this, right? I bought a Lambo, but there's people that have a Bugatti, right? And because they think like that, they forget the fact that they made their dream come true in the first place, and they just hop on to the next goal. And then they might achieve that next goal, but then they will do the same. It's literally like a vicious circle, and they never get out of it. That's why there's so many people that are wealthy, right? They have so many different things, they achieve so many different things, but because they don't practice gratitude and thankfulness, they can have a lower vibration, a bad mood, and basically be on a lower vibration than someone that has achieved a lot less but is grateful every single day, right? So that's why it's very important, because it's super easy to forget and get used to, right? It's super easy to forget and get used to a good life, to things that you achieved that probably 5 years ago you couldn't even dream of, right? It's very, very easy to get used to it. And that's very wrong, because like I said, this is the recipe to you not being happy for the rest of your life. And that's sad. That, in my opinion, is the most important thing, right? To be able to live a happy life, no matter the circumstances, of course. There's people out there that live very hard lives, and it's very hard for them to keep the mindset that it's easy for us to keep, right? So yeah, it's very important to practice gratitude, because otherwise you can literally stay sad forever. Very true, Tommy. I'm familiar with the science itself. Powerful stuff. Yeah, for sure. Bro, I'm trading a strategy that is back tested and live tested for 3.5, 3 year and a half. 1.1 risk to reward, 1 to 1 risk to reward ratio, and win rate is around 65%. Yeah, that's good. That right there is a solid strategy. That right there is a very solid strategy. Tommy said, powerful thing. Also, helping others is another key pillar. Yeah, yeah, very well said. Helping others is something that will give you more happiness than actually trading success. And I'm speaking from experience here. At a When you reach a certain level of consistency in trading, I'm not saying that you won't get happy that you win a trade, but you'll get used to it. Same as what we discussed before, you get used to reaching all of these goals, right? In the same time, you still need to be thankful for it, but you get used to the feeling of hitting the take profits. And I must say, I get a much better feeling when I get a message from someone that tells me that, hey, then I was able to do this. I was able to pass my first prop from challenge with your mentoring strategy. I was able to get funded and buy my first car or something like that. I've received so many messages, especially this year. I received so many messages like that. And trust me, whenever I get a message like that, it brings me a lot more happiness than the notification of a trade that hits the take profit, right? Um, Basically, it's addictive to a point to basically help others win as well, and then see their happiness that the result brought them, if that makes sense. It's so beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. It's such a great feeling, and like I said, it feels so much better than a take profit. And you might think, well, wow, the take profit is everything that we think of, right? Well, yes, it is, of course, because we're traders, but there's bigger things than that. There's bigger things than that. And even now, right? If let's say we get a trade today and we have a take profit, I'm so much happier because I caught it with you guys and you guys won from it as well, right? Instead of only trading by myself. And this brings back to what I mentioned earlier, that we as humans are human creatures. And although there might be some exceptions, I know people that like to be alone a lot more than basically be with friends or with someone next to them. But I'm the type of person that since I was very young, I always like to be with someone or close to someone, right? I It was very hard to me to travel. I remember it was one tournament that I played 2 years ago, a tennis tournament in Turkey, and I left alone. It was the first tournament when I left alone, basically without a coach, without another partner, right? I traveled alone basically, and I felt so bad. I literally wanted to leave the next day because I was alone there, right? So no matter how good the conditions were there, because the conditions were amazing, I felt very bad because I was alone, right? And I think that's why I'm feeling this type of happiness when I see other people win as well. I think that's why, because like I said, we gain energy from this. That's how I think of it. Uh, Agreed. To be part of something bigger than yourself. Easy to neglect yourself when others depend on you. That keeps you accountable. Exactly. And this as well. This as well. That's why I recently started to post more stories in on my Instagram when it comes to gym, because I had a hard time for the past couple years, for the past year, I would say, to be consistent in the gym. I was going for 1, 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, then I was leaving it for the next week, then I was coming back 2 weeks afterwards. Basically, I was very inconsistent, right? But now that I basically hold myself accountable to post about it every single day on my story, it's easier for me to keep track of my progress and basically go to the gym even if I don't want to, because I know I need to be there to basically share the story with you guys and keep myself accountable, right? So like you said, Alex, it's also a lot easier to neglect yourself if you know others don't depend on you as well. Whereas for me, in my case, it's a lot harder for me to neglect myself, to basically say, oh, today I'm not gonna go to the gym, I'm not gonna trade because I don't feel like it. There's so many days where I wake up tired, right? But I still go to the gym, I still trade for that day, I still show up and stay active with you guys, because I know, like you said, that there's people out there, there's you guys, people that I care about, people that I created bonds with, that expect to see something from me, right? So I cannot let you down. That for me is basically more important than anything else, right? And that's why I think it's easier for me to stay consistent. Whereas, like you said, if you are alone, if you're doing it alone on your own, it would be a lot easier to say, today, you know what, I slept bad, let's just sleep in and do nothing for the rest of the day and chill, right? The markets will be tomorrow as well, the gym will be tomorrow there as well. Nothing's gonna care, no one's gonna care anyways. So yeah, that's definitely a very good point, Alex. I rarely think of it, but it's definitely a thing that helps me a lot. Definitely is. Hey, Tony joined as well. Welcome, brother. Very good session today. Loads of good information and psychology lessons. Nice. I'm glad that you think of it that way, that you found it valuable. And yeah, we can see how from one discussion to another, we are able to discuss about so many different things that are valuable at the end of the day, right? Because it's not only about charts. There's so much more to it, right? It always was so much more to it than just charts, candlesticks, and indicators, right? How a lot of people like to make it seem. Let's see what we have here. We still have 1 hour and 20 minutes left, plenty of time to get us set up. But these pairs seem pretty one-sided today, guys. I'm not gonna lie, these pairs seem pretty one-sided, meaning that basically they tend to move to one side only. Nasdaq is going higher and higher. Okay. See, if we would have entered here before the PMI, check this out. We would have had a loss, a stop loss. GBP USD here. Nothing, still pretty one-sided, moving to the upside only. And US 30, nothing as well, in between the liquidity levels. Yeah, I mean, all good. We still have a lot of time left, and even if there won't be a setup, we will not take it. Okay, we will not take it. If there's any other topics you guys want us to discuss about, drop them in the live chat, okay? We have plenty of time to discuss about anything you want. But also let me know about your weekend and Christmas plans. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say about those as well. And off-topic question: are you guys into Christmas music as well? Because for some reason, when December comes, always when I'm driving, I feel the need to put on some Christmas songs. I don't know. Even though there's no snow outside, it's nothing like Christmas outside. But just knowing that it's December, I just like to put on some Christmas music. It gives me such a good mood, and I was curious to see if I'm the only one doing this thing. Yeah, so for now, we just need to wait, guys, okay? We just need to wait and and see if the markets will give us something today. Um, Discipline is the key. Yep, always has and always will be the key. Last Christmas by yeah, yeah, that one is so good. My favorite one. Yeah. Yeah, um probably my one. I think it's the most basic one. The it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas one. I think that's my favorite one. But I would say I love all the Christmas songs. Bro, we would love to see you doing live and teaching how to make strategies and what to look for when to develop a strategy, a mechanical one. Um, that's something that I think I did once or twice with two people that joined my mentoring program, because in my mentoring program, that's where we work more one to one, so to say, right? And we talk a lot. We can even hop on a call, right? And that's where we could discuss about developing a similar system, maybe with some different conferences, because that's what they wanted to do. Basically, they had some conferences that they wanted to try, and then they got in touch with me. We discussed about it, we made a plan, and then they were able to execute based on that plan. Because otherwise, on YouTube, for example, it's really hard for me to do that, because I need to have a pillar, right? I need to have a strategy already to start with, and then to try to develop it with different conferences, if that makes sense. Um, which ICT model do you use for Forex? So in terms of my entry model, it's very simple. I look for a liquidity sweep on the 1 hour time frame, a sweep of a liquidity level, and then on the 5 minute, I look for a market structure shift in order to enter the trade. Okay, that's basically my entry model. Do you trade gold? Yes, sir, I do. And gold is looking pretty beautiful today. If it's going to give us a bearish market structure shift, that would be amazing. Okay. Uh, Brother, I am from India. Please do let me know whenever you come to India. I would like to host you. Nice. Nice, brother. I really appreciate that. And for sure, I will let you know. But thank you, and I really appreciate you saying that, truly. Do you consider bias? Yes, I do. We've discussed about the daily bias when we started the session earlier. Okay. So yes, I do consider the bias as well. However, I do not trade. I do not base my trade fully on the daily bias. That's what we've discussed about earlier. Okay. Um, Let me check my phone real quick. Oh, my back hurts a lot. It's Christmas. I give you my heart. Now I have Christmas songs in my head. Nah, but I'm always happily singing these Christmas songs. Do you guys watch any TV shows like on Netflix or so? Because I just finished From. I don't know if you heard of it. It's horror slash thriller, I would say. I mean, it's not really that horror, but it's very enticing. I'm not a big fan of horror movies or horror TV shows, but this one was really cool. Really, really cool. I just finished it yesterday. I think I started it like 1 month ago or so. But it's a really cool one. I'm curious if you guys are into it as well or heard of it, because I noticed that it's been gaining some big popularity lately. Okay, so let's see. We have gold swept the high on the 5 minute. Oh, looks like it might reverse now, which is not bad. Euro USD swept the high. Now we are waiting for a shift. USD CHF swept the low. And now we are waiting for a shift. Nasdaq swept high, and this one is just extremely bullish overall. GBP USD swept the high, looking pretty good. But for now we need to wait for a market structure shift and US 30, where US 30 is just in between the liquidity levels. Nothing interesting about it so far. As a successful trader, do you only trade manually or do you also make money with bots for extra income? I only trade manually. I only focus on manually trading my accounts, and yeah, that's just my personal preference, really. Today is Wednesday, right? Yeah, tomorrow is Thursday. We will have tomorrow as a trading day as well, and then on Friday we will not trade at all. On Friday we have the NFP dropping, so we will not trade at all. But tomorrow we will trade as per usual. I won't go live, but of course I will send the trades in my group as per usual. And of course, if you haven't joined us yet and you joined this live, I would highly recommend you to join us in the group as well. It's the first thing. Yeah, I think it's the first link down below, my trading group link, and then the second one it's the mentoring link if you want to apply for it. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what this rest of the week has in store for us. Which session do you focus on? Which pairs? So only the New York session. Only the New York session. From 2:30 p.m. UK time till 5 p.m. UK time. That's my trading interval. And in terms of pairs, these 6 pairs here: gold, Euro USD, USD CHF, Nasdaq, GBP USD, and US 30. Okay. These are the pairs I'm trading. But again, like I said earlier, the strategy can be traded on during the London session as well. But I choose to trade only the New York session because it will be too exhausting for me to trade for like 6 hours a day or 7 hours a day, and it's not needed anyways, because you can have really good results by only trading the New York session. Okay, so that's why I choose to only trade New York. But yeah, we have around 2 more weeks left of trading, and then we will end the year. Okay, after the half of the month, basically before Christmas, that's when I end the year. That's how I did it last year. That's how I did it 2 years ago as well. And and we will restart trading the second week of January. Okay, and in this interval, right, because we will have 2 or 3 weeks, this is where you can spend time to backtest, right? You can spend time to backtest, to reflect on the year that has passed, on what you were able to achieve, on what you want to achieve the next year, basically writing some goals down, what you could have done better, right? As well as also spending time for trading, because knowing that it's holidays time, you don't have to worry about trading anymore because we are ending the year, so you don't have to worry about missing any setups. You probably will have some free days at work as well. This is the time where you can, if you want, of course, if you have the energy, because I know a lot of you guys will say, and that's perfectly understandable, you will say that you worked for the whole year and you want to do nothing for the rest of the month, basically the second half of the month, and that's totally understandable. But in the same time, all I'm talking about is 20 or 30 minutes a day. If, for example, from the 15th of December, let's say we will end the year then, till the second week of January, you have 3 full weeks. If in those 3 full weeks, trust me, if 30 minutes every single day, or 1 hour, basically one day you'll do 1 hour and then the next day you will do nothing, basically 1 hour every 2 days, either 30 minutes a day or 1 hour every 2 days. If you put in this time into trading, it can be backtesting, right? It can be backtesting the strategy that you already learned, right? It can be like a lot of people choose to do it. I have people that already message me that want to go for the mentoring as soon as they get off their job, right? They end the year at their job and they have some free time and they want to get the mentoring so that next year they already know how the strategy works, because now they are super busy with the job, with taking kids from school and so on and so forth. And basically they will allocate this time towards learning the system, the strategy, and then also backtesting it. And it's only, like I said, 30 minutes a day. That's all you have to do. 30 minutes a day in a week. That's how many minutes? 30 times 7, that's 210 minutes. Okay? A week. That's how many hours per week of work? So 210 minutes divided by 7 divided by 60, sorry. That's 3.5 hours per week. Times 3, that's around 10 hours, okay? So with 10 hours, in 3 weeks, trust me, you can make a huge difference. You can make a huge difference. How long have you been trading? I started trading 5 years ago. That's when I started trading. And focus on family or self. Yeah. I don't know on which part you said that, Tony. Let's see. Did you mention something else before? No, you didn't. Mark said, how much is your mentoring? So Mark, if you want to check the mentoring details, click the second link down below in the video description. And on that website, on that page, scroll through it, you will see some details. And then if you click the contact me button, you will be able to message me on Telegram. Just leave me a message on Telegram. And as soon as this session ends, I will get back to you with the full mentoring details, okay? 30 minutes a day, good plan. Yep, trust me, brother, that's all you need. You as well, Tony, because I know that you recently went for the mentoring. Do this for the rest of the year, okay? From 20 December onwards, or from 15 December onwards, do this 30 minutes a day, okay? For the rest of the time till we restart trading in January. Do this, keep yourself accountable, and see how good you will be able to start 2025. Because this is what I wanted to mention. This is where most people go wrong, right? They say, oh, it's December, I deserve to relax for the whole month. And yes, they do deserve that fully. But come on, 30 minutes a day, everyone can do that. If you just put only a small amount of work daily and you stay consistent with it, trust me, it can make a huge difference on how you will be able to start the next year, 2025. And next year will be very big, right? Next year, I expect the markets to move very, very good. Because this year we had a lot of indecision with the elections and whatnot. But next year, I think it's going to be a very profitable year, especially the first part until summer. So like this, you will have a head start in front of in front of everyone, just because you were consistent with putting a small amount of time of work, right? Everyone has 30 minutes a day. You then have the rest of the day to do whatever you want, right? To spend time with your family, to do Christmas activities and whatnot, right? That's just my advice. Casio asked, is the mentorship included in the monthly subscription? No, it's not. The mentorship is a different service, and same as I told Mark. If you click the second link, you will be able to then contact me, and after this session ends, I will get back to you, and I will give you the full details on it. Okay? Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Mark. Tony with the thumbs up. Great. That means that you are down for this challenge, Tony. Great. Let's do it. Let's do it. And trust me, guys, it's so understandable. I myself am also looking forward for the Christmas time, right? To spend more time with the families, to do a lot less work, right? To don't have a fixed schedule, but still, I will still put in some work every single day, no matter what. Okay? Because that's just how I operate. I will still put in some work, no matter how small it is, but knowing that I will still do something every single day, that will help me not, how can I say, fully disconnect to my normal schedule. Because if you fully disconnect yourself, then January is going to be a month where you try to basically find how you were doing things start of December. So you waste a full month just basically refining your schedule. So you don't want that, right? That's why with super small time investments, you can reach big things, because it has a snowball effect. I'm a huge believer of the snowball effect in anything you want. Okay? The snowball effect works everywhere. It works in the gym, it works in trading, it works in business, it works in sports, it works in learning, it works in every single thing out there. Okay, the snowball effect. Doing something consistently every single day. That right there is very, very important. Okay, so I'm scouting the charts to see if there's anything new. Okay, so let's take it from the beginning. I sometimes like to do that to basically restart. Okay, so right here, GBP USD, nothing. We'll go over to NAS 100. Again, put in another all-time high, but we might have a shift soon, and I will only take a setup here if we have the most beautiful shift, okay? Otherwise, I will not take it. USD CHF here, we formed a new high, okay? Because we have two bearish consecutive candles. And on the 5-minute, we are now looking for a potential shift. Euro USD formed a new low right here, and we would love to see a bearish market structure shift here on Euro USD. And lastly, on gold, still as we previously saw, took the high out, but currently nothing that we can play with. Okay, so we just need to wait. Do you wait for the 1 hour candle to close before you look for market structure shift on the 15 minutes? So it's the 5-minute, not the 15-minute. And in terms of the 1 hour to close, I don't really understand what you mean. Basically on the 1 hour, I look for a liquidity level to get taken out. That's what I look for on the 1 hour time frame. Okay. Oh, and Casio, regarding your previous question regarding the mentoring, I forgot to mention that with the mentoring, you will receive lifetime VIP access as well. as a bonus. That's included in the mentoring because you won't really need the group anymore after you will learn the mentoring strategy. That's why lifetime VIP access is included as well. I forgot to mention that when I saw your question in the first time, in the first place. I'm checking my phone real quick. I mean, do you wait for the 1 hour candle to close? No, not necessarily. I don't have to wait for the 1 hour to close. If it's sweeping it, I'm just then going right on the 5 minute. If it's taking out the liquidity level, okay? Come on, gold. Come on, your USD. We might have a setup though. We might have a setup. We still have 1 hour left. But we will stick to our plan, okay? We will stick to our plan, and if I see something clear, I will take it. Till then, we'll just chill. We'll just wait. We can discuss about whatever you guys want. And yeah. I'm looking forward to the Christmas movies as well. The Home Alone movie, even though I think I watched it for like 30 times. But I find it really nostalgic to binge that movie when Christmas comes. It's just a great combo. And if it snows outside as well, that's perfect, right? To have a snowy day. You're at home, it's hot inside, a hot chocolate, the Home Alone movie on the TV, some Christmas decorations as well, the Christmas tree right next to you as well. That's like the best Christmas vibe you can possibly have, in my opinion. But unfortunately, here, I uh, I doubt we'll have some snow because last year, from what I remember, we barely had any snow. So yeah, I won't keep my expectations high so that I don't get disappointed. It's same as with trading, right? If you don't keep your expectations high, like I did when I started, and then I blew my whole savings because of it, you will have a higher chance of actually succeeding and making progress. Uh, so yeah, and trading is boring, right? Trading is boring. That's why it's cool to link up and trade together and just talk about different topics and whatnot. Because trading is definitely, sorry, not can be boring, and that's how it needs to be, right? Because if it's not boring, then you're doing something wrong, and that will lead to you not being profitable, unfortunately. I can see that the volatility isn't how it used to be, right? It's December. It's already noticeable. The slowdown in volatility is noticeable for sure. But let's see, because Monday we had some good volatility on Monday when we caught that beautiful GBP USD trade. We had some pretty good volatility because otherwise the market wouldn't be able to give us a market structure shift that we would then be able to enter. Alrighty, I will. Do you guys enjoy karting, like go karts? Because I enjoy it a lot. All right, gold looks like it might push towards the downside, which is good because like that we might have an entry, and that wouldn't be bad. Let's see, let's do a quick recap. US 30 doing nothing. And to be honest, today on US 30, if I wanted to get into a setup, it would have probably been a buy. GBP is still looking pretty one-sided, basically just heading higher and higher. Nasdaq, oh, let's see Nasdaq. Nasdaq looks like it might give us a shift here, and so far it's looking pretty good. Oh, my battery is running low. Let me connect my charger. So far this looks pretty good, NAS 100, because I like the liquidity sweep so far. I like how it swept the liquidity on the 5-minute here. But again, I need to get a very beautiful displacement now in order for me to take this setup, because like I said, on the higher time frames is not really looking ideal. Okay, it's incredibly bullish, this pair. Okay, next up we have UCHEF. Oh, and UCHEF looks like it's going towards this level. It would be so cool if it could sweep this level here and then give us a setup until we end the session, because that right there will give us a even better confluence on USD CHF. But check this out. It's been so one-sided since we started the session, okay? Literally only bearish candles. So bearish. Has been so bearish. Euro USD, nothing we can play with currently. And lastly, sorry. And lastly, we have gold. And on gold, still nothing to play with. And look, these candles here tell me that the volatility isn't really where we want it to be. Okay, these small candlesticks here with big wicks, this shows A, indecision, and B, that there's a lack of volume in the market. Okay, it's very easy to read that. But yeah, let's wait. We still have 50 minutes left. Not 50, 45 more minutes left. And who knows? Maybe we can get something. If not, it's all good. We know we stick to the plan, and we move on to the next day. Like I said, like I always say, and I will continue to mention, a winning day is not a day where we necessarily want to trade. Okay? A winning day is a day where at the end of the day, when we ask ourselves if we did everything according to our plan, if our answer to that is yes, that right there is a good day. Okay? Because you might even have a day where, let's say you take a win, and that win was a forced win, basically a trade that you forced because you wanted to be in a trade, and for some reason it won, right? That right there is a bad day. That right there is a bad day because long term, that will not bring you to your goals. Because yes, maybe today you won a forced trade. Maybe you won it because you got lucky. But if you continue to do it tomorrow as well, next week as well, eventually will blow your account. And this will not help you reach your goals. Whereas on the other hand, if you know that, let's say today you took no trades and you stick to the plan, even though today the trader that forced the trade and luckily won is in bigger profits than you, if you compare the progress of these two traders, you will see that trader B, the one that played according to his plan, over the long period of time will be miles away in terms of progress, in terms of confidence, in terms of profits made from trading, and in terms of goals reached. Okay, so I cannot stress about how important this aspect is because not many people talk about it, right? Oh, so many people like to refer a winning day to profits. Okay, it was a winning day. Well, how much did you make today? And it shouldn't be like that. Yes, of course, we are happy when we make good profits, right? But that shouldn't be the end goal because if you let yourself get driven by the willing to see big numbers on your screen and blue numbers on your screen, then you will find yourself forcing trades. And that means that you will find yourself running in circles because as soon as you start forcing trades, you mess up your edge, you mess up your strategy, and that right there is the recipe of a average trader that isn't unprofitable, but isn't profitable either. It's right in the middle, basically a break-even trader. Okay, so that's something that I will always stress about. I know that most of you are already aware of this because I've mentioned it a couple times already. But in the same time, I know that there might be new people that basically are with us for the first time. And I know how important it is for them to understand this. Before, of course, it's too late. Because there's only so many accounts you can blow. There's only so much money you can blow on trading. And so much time and so much stress and so much effort. And again, I am speaking from experience here. It's coming from someone that, like I said, in my first 3 months of trading, I blew all of my savings. I literally burned them. And I know that if it was more money that I had put on the side, I would have most likely lost a lot more money, right? I would have lost every single penny in those first 3 months of trading because of all of the mistakes I did. Of course, I'm not mad about it because I know in the same time that those were the things that basically helped me burn those phases quicker and then move towards the next things that eventually got me to profitability. But it was inevitable, right? Because I had no guidance. I had no one to talk about when it comes to trading. And I couldn't knew. I was just doing what I thought is good. And that's what led me to to all these blown accounts in the beginning. But yeah, good old times. Good old times. Still nothing, guys, unfortunately. Maybe on Nasdaq. We will sit on Nasdaq for a minute because we might have a setup on Nasdaq. Okay, we might have a setup on Nasdaq, and oh, your USD. Hello. I mean, this is looking pretty good, I would say. I don't really like this pullback, but let's see. I'm not disconsidering it. We might have a setup, guys, okay? And gold, lastly. Ooh, gold as well. Gold as well. Okay, so things are starting to look interesting, guys, okay?